Welcome back to my channel. This is going to be a reading for Libra for the month of October. I am using a deck that I feel is reminiscent of Halloween, of course, as this will be for October. I'm just going to give you, this is fairly similar enough deck to Rider-Waite, but there is some variances on the meaning, so I'll try to discern with that as we go through. So, excellent deck. I think it's very cute. It is Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas deck. Anyway, so just to get right into it, and of course I pulled some other cards here as well, which I will also bring out. I also have some other cards independent. This is just sort of more outcome cards of the same deck. I also have some cards that I'll be pulling from the Fortune Reading Sharina Star deck, and I've also doing the Osho deck as more of clarifiers. General energy on this reading, not specific to career, money, finance. I'll do that one here coming up shortly. But just to give you an idea of what the main energies are. So we are coming through the High Priestess as a main major arcana card, the Fool, and we've got the Seven of Candles, the World card, and we've got the Eight of Candles. Definitely, these are the main cards here. The ones that are major arcana, of course, are the High Priestess, the Fool, and the World card. And then I've got the clarifiers below, Queen of Candles, Temperance to the World, and so on, Death card to the Seven of Candles, and we've got the Devil to the Fool, and 10 of Potions to the High Priestess. The general outcome, as I said, I'll pull out here as well, but this is just the generalized energy of the month for October. So career, money, finance, I'll do following this. So the High Priestess in itself, just to kind of reflect back over here, I know I'm bouncing around a bit, but this card is really about, High Priestess is certainly about things that are hidden, things yet to come to the surface. But I also feel in this particular time, this particular month, there's a lot of connectedness to spirituality and certainly to your guides and anything that is more otherworldly, so to speak, as well with that 10 of Potions. So I feel like there's a very strong emotional time going on here. We've got a lot of cards here as well, with a lot of energy and a lot of passion. But there's also this, take a risk with the Fool sort of energy. And with the World card, there is more of a communication, I feel, and almost, as I say, when you look even just at the images in the cards, it's almost speaking to, other worlds quite literally, kind of reaching beyond this current domain or realm and moving into, more spirituality, connections to our ancestors or whatever that might be for you. But again, it's certainly Halloween time and a lot of these things can come into play. So however it connects for you, spirituality and whoever it is that you're getting in touch with, there is definitely a really very strong energy around that. So I just wanted to bounce around here a little bit, but okay, so general energy, again, back to the High Priestess, is still sort of speaking to along that line of things yet to be revealed, but certainly, again, following your intuition and trusting your instincts and really being emotionally connected to your visions, your ideas, and I feel something is coming through in that way for you. So whether this is through dreams or just, inner promptings, based on a movie that you've seen or something that comes to light that brings you to, an idea of that you feel that you need to follow. There's just something that you need to follow that comes in through your emotional states, heightened emotional states, that kind of thing that I feel you really need to get in touch with. So for the month of October, as I said, the Potions cards really speak to things around water. So it's definitely around the energy of our emotions. As I mentioned, it's, anything that's kind of almost reminiscent of moon energy for me with the High Priestess. So there's a lot of things that are kind of in that range of, or in that realm of wrapping things up with the tens. So there is energy around having conclusions and things being understood or being more clearly seen at a very deep, profound level. With that 10 of Potions. So I just wanted to say that I feel like at this time there's also an important relationship or something that you might be learning, something that you're very emotionally connected to, a friendship or family connection, whatever this is for you. But I just feel like there is something that is giving you more of a balance with that energy, but there's some deeper truth or deeper understanding that's coming through around that connection. We also have the card of the Fool, and I know I kind of do things backwards, but I feel it just feels right to do that today. So the energy of the Fool, of course, is about jumping in both feet, trying something new, but there's also that devilish energy. So I almost feel like this is energy around trying to be a little playful around indulgences this month. So I don't feel like any of these cards really speak to negativity, but I do feel like the Fool is really about having a brave step towards some kind of potential and trying to figure out how far you can go with something. I do feel like it's an idealistic card as well, so there's definitely a lot of positive energy around it, even with the energy of the devil. And of course that's just a clarifier, but the devil energy feels like you just need to go a little more, be a little self-indulgent with yourself, do something that makes you feel more positive, maybe oriented more along the lines of your own interests, something along that, like that, something that I just feel like you need to experiment with, explore, not a self-indulgence that's going to debilitate you or in any way cause you harm, but certainly a self-indulgence where you are just a little lighter with yourself. So this is about finding some sense of gratification. That's what I feel is kind of going on there. We also have the card of the Seven of Candles. The candles are all about inspiration and ideas and things along that line. Sevens are also a little magical in themselves and changes in a more positive light. But I do feel with the Seven of Candles, I feel like something is changing. And again, seven with the Death card, it feels like this is like a transition towards something that is fairly significant for you. The Death card to me is a gate to something that you haven't really moved in this direction for some time. It just feels like there is something quite foreign or unknown to you, and especially because it's moving into the Fool and the Devil, and deeper connections and deeper closeness with your own emotions, and you're following your intuition at this level. But that Seven of Candles is really about entering into a place where, as I said, I feel like you have to kind of hold your ground because it's new territory. This is something that is, it's a competitive energy as well with that seven of candles, but it's also the energy around being self-confident, having to move forward, be more playful. This is foreign territory around some kind of significant change that you're going to be faced with in the month of October. I don't feel like this is a literal death or anything because, as I said, a lot of these cards are very, very positive here, but they are definitely deeper energies is what I would say there. They're cards around deep changes at a subconscious kind of level. So again, the Death card, of course, is one of transformation. So, whatever it is that you're coming out of and having to stand your ground with, more in line with your own ideals, more in line with your own values, you're having to kind of walk a line where you are actually having to no people pleasing in this month. It feels like this is all about you trying to go through some kind of powerful transition is what I would say there. It's either way, it's a big change of some sort, that's going to lead you to bigger and better things. And again, we've got the Fool and the Devil that's, gives me the feeling that you need to play around with some of the transformations. So you may not have any specific idea as to how you're going to make this happen yet, but one small step leads to the next and to the next and so on. And again, there's so much energy around, being strong in the face of this transition, because the World card, of course, speaks to the same. You've got some big change, something that has really cycled through, and you are now in the midst of it in October. You're really having to face things with guidance because you do have the card of Temperance, and you do have to make sure you're doing this with a certain level of balance here. So even though there's a sense of playful jumping energy into something that's fairly foreign to you, it still feels like you need to maintain some balance as you move forward toward this new place, this new territory, because this is, again, new territory. It's new energy. It's something that you're going to have to kind of navigate through, find your answers as you go through, because you're not going to have a lot of answers from the onset. This is a new land. So the World card, of course, is about endings and beginnings, but it's also a life-changing journey or an adventure that you're about to take. So it's one of, for some of you, just self-discovery. I shouldn't say just self-discovery. That's a very big one, because it is going to transform you on very deep levels, which is all of the cards that I see here. I feel like some of this transition may have been occurring for some of you already in September, but congratulations, because that's what the card is all about. It's telling you that you have reached, you're moving through it. You're moving through further into this space here. So this is also about having learned some really powerful lessons as you have made it through, but you're still changing, you're still learning, and going through these experiences. And I feel it's going to be because you will be inspiring other people down the road here, because again, we've got a lot of cards here of 7 and 8 of candles. So I do feel like there's going to be some kind of energy around you putting that information out there in some way, because again, with the world energy, this can also connect from other decks to making it a little bit more of a internet-based business, or more visibly seen, whatever this is for you. But it just seems like this teaching or this level of understanding that you're coming to is going to be, whether you're documenting it and turning it into a book, whatever this is, it's going to move into something a lot bigger. So the card of the, as I said, the 8 of candles, I mean, it definitely speaks to energy that is kind of building up here. The 8 of candles is one of, or actually that's 9. No, that's 8. Yeah, that is the 8 of candles. So that one's really energy that kind of speaks to, and even just looking at the picture, you can see that there's some, fiery energy in around the start of October. So that really kind of pushes things ahead very quickly. And I feel because of that, this is the beginning of October, that beginning energy is pushing you right into some life-changing event or a fast-paced time where you're feeling more inspired. Definitely with the Queen of Candles, there's a lot more action, a lot more activity, definitely feeling much more resourceful, moving and acting on and I feel like you're drawing more attention to yourself here as well, but you're transforming that energy into something that is going to move you ahead in some way. So whether this is a creative project, writing project, something that is inspiring you to take action and make some changes in the world. And it may very well be that you're making changes in the world because of, maybe you're becoming an advocate in some way, or moving something ahead to learn something in the world that is going to alter the world on some front. But either way, these are really significant cards. And again, major arcana on the world changing. So beginning cycle of some sort. With the World card, something's come to an end. With the Fool card, something is just beginning, and you're moving into this very deeper spiritual enlightened self, is what I would say for the month of October. But a lot of very strong spiritual connection in this month. And I do feel like you're getting a lot of downloads or something that's coming through here, because there's just too much energy around spirituality, spiritual guidance, spiritual protection, all of that. So just moving into, again, the card of Temperance. I mean, the Temperance card, of course, is, again, it's being spiritually guided, spiritually enlightened, and getting balance back in your life. But it's also a very magical sort of time here when you have this many cards that speak to big changes and extreme guidance. And of course, just the veil is thinner in the month of October altogether. But you're maintaining your balance during this period. You're also being protected so that you can maintain your balance. But there's more flow. And whatever it is that you're putting out there, I feel like this is being reciprocated to you. So there's some kind of harmonious new beginning here, and it's like all the elements are coming together for you to move something ahead, whether this is internal or a particular project that you're trying to focus on. But there's just a lot of energy of you feeling much more motivated, but also much more confident in the direction that you're going. The Queen of Candles, as I said, and this is the beginning of the month for October, but it definitely feels that you have a lot on the go. It feels like there is going to be maybe a little bit of a juggling act going on here, especially with that quick inspiration, quick moments of activity, and definitely a lot of energy around the Queen of Pentacles, or sorry, Queen of Candles. That's energy that is somebody who's, you're not at the start of something. This is something that you probably have thought about, but I feel like it's a very inspiring time all around, but very confident, much more confident this month, and very strong, fierce, independent sort of feel. Again, I feel you're a lot more popular, or there's a lot more focus on you as well. And there's just a time of a lot more energy, and I feel like you want to be successful with something. You really want to get something happening here. Again, with this transition, I feel like you have a really good, strong foundation to make that happen. Okay, so just moving into the next cards here. Again, these were the outcome cards. Final outcome. So we've got the Six of Potions. So emotionally, I feel like it's a very satisfying time for you. We also have the card of the Emperor, really take charge energy, but also one of confidence and certainty. And we also have the King of Candles. And, again, King's very mature energy. And we've got the Chariot being very focused, energetic, very determined energy all around from all these cards, from the Queen of Candles to the King of Candles to the Chariot, the Emperor, very determined energy. The Five of Potions is also kind of speaking to energy that could be around your emotional state, that might feel, realizing that this is a time of very emotional time all around, I think, for you. But as I said, I feel like you're making big changes around your emotions. But again, the 6 is a position of, a positive number. So I just feel like you just need to close your eyes and, just enjoy or embrace a lot of the things that are coming in for you that are going to make you happy here. This very emotional reconnection with things. And I just feel like there's a lot more happiness, that this is a sign here coming in, that you're embracing your own power. You're embracing your own confidence. Like there's a lot, as I say, there's a lot more energy just period around this month. So I do feel like there is possibly, this is kind of a card as well of reminiscing. So you could be reconnecting here with someone from the past, or it could be someone who represents as an emperor here for you as well. But this is certainly somebody who could be a little bit more on the dominating side, very aggressive or assertive, next to this King of Candles and the Emperor. So, but again, the really strong energies. And the Emperor, as I said, is definitely somebody who's very level-headed, knows what they're doing, knows what they want, whether this is you or another, just a level-headed kind of person, very stable and definitely very confident. So I feel like this powerful role is either you stepping into this, or there is some kind of leader or someone around you that may be acting as a mentor, but it just feels like it's more along your energy, because there's just so much sort of soul searching is what I feel like a lot of you have been doing here because of this energy, just because there's so much depth to the subconscious, depth to the emotions, depth and connection. But the King of Candles, as I said, is a very dominant force in its own way as well. And it's certainly an action-oriented card, somebody who is very capable and a leader, very focused, visionary type kind of, visionary person. So again, this is possibly you coming into contact with someone with the same like-minded idea, with the Queen of Candles to the King of Candles, and you might have a common goal, and you're just trying to get an idea out or connect on a very emotional level, however it is, physical level, something that's very passionate, whatever that is for you. But the Chariot is definitely an aggressive, but also a very motivated, movement forward kind of energy. So again, it feels like whatever energy is coming in here, there is drive, determination, and focus all around it. There's definitely momentum. There's definitely overcoming obstacles in this energy. And I just feel like you're using your inner strength to overcome all obstacles, because we have so much energy around the High Priestess to, again, the 10 of Potions and all of this. So I just feel like a really appropriate time for you to manifest something and an idea, and really put